Hey everyone, welcome back for the last of the orientation videos on the syllabus. Scrolling down here to the grades. So 570 points total available for this class. More than half of that though is the exams and quizzes. I think it's about 60% of the course. So you've got 15 multiple choice quizzes. Those have time limits. There's 15 questions each, 1 point for each question. Then you have 4 essay exams. It's 1 essay exam per unit. The last one isn't cumulative, meaning that it only goes over unit 4. Those are open book, open notes, but you can only use, I'm going to say this again, you can only use course material on those essay exams. No outside material allowed, no Khan Academy, no Wikipedia, no Google searches, course material only. If you use anything outside of the course, other than obviously common knowledge information, you will get a 0 on that exam. So if I catch any copying and pasting from like Khan Academy, it's an automatic 0. And then 225 points worth of required discussion board assignments. So quizzes, again, they are due on Fridays, always on Fridays, and they cover the chapter that we are reading for, or chapters that we're reading for the week. Essay exams, there's 1 per unit, and those are due on Sundays. And then the online discussion homework questions, I'm going to go over those in a little bit more depth because they can be a little confusing. So every week you have a new set of discussion board questions. I leave each discussion board set of questions open for 2 weeks. In the first week, on Saturday, your answers are due. On the second week, by Saturday, your replies are due. So what that means is we actually have a crossover. So like on week 1, you're working on chapter 1 discussion questions. In week 2, you're working on chapter 2 and your replies for chapter 1. In week 3, you're working on your replies for chapter 2 and your post for chapter 3, so on and so forth. The reason I do this is because I like to leave open more opportunity for all of us, including myself, to read through and reply and to have a discussion about the questions that I pose for the week. And if I make them all due on a Friday, both posts and replies, there's very little discussion at all that happens, and most people get frustrated because you're waiting for everybody else to do their homework before you hit and do your replies. And then if I make them all due, like your posts on Saturdays and replies on Sundays, then I literally have one weekend day to review and comment. So that doesn't work well either. So that's why I like the 2 weeks, the 2 week period. I will note that I can only pick one due date in Canvas. So the due date will always read when the answers are due. So like, week 1, answers are due that first Saturday, so that's the due date, but you'll have an additional week to do the replies. I hope this makes sense. If not, you can always, give me a call. I can go through it with you over the phone as well. And then also make sure you carefully read through what's required. You got to answer the question in full. You got to cite your sources. Your reply posts are not, that's your post to something I comment or another peer's post. Those reply posts are not meant to be peer reviews. They're not, hey, you did a great job, or you need to watch your grammar. This is not an English class. The replies are meant as an opportunity for us to discuss course content. So discuss different perspectives, different ideas, political opinions. That's what we're doing in the reply posts, not evaluating how well somebody did their homework, okay? Each discussion is worth 15 points. You get 9 points for doing the questions, and then 6 points for doing the 2 replies. Total 255 points available. You need 225. 255 available, you need 225. So that means you got 30 flex points. That means you can skip up to 2 discussions because they're each worth 15 points. So 2 discussions is 30 points. You can skip up to 2 discussions of your choosing. You don't need to get my authorization. They'll get marked as excused in the gradebook. Pick any 2 you want. The only thing be careful of is the homework for the chapter on the presidency. I believe it's discussion 8 is worth 30 points instead of 15. It's because there's so much supplemental reading. I give you, and videos to watch, I give you a full 2 weeks to do that. And so I make that worth double. If you choose to skip that discussion, that'll be the only skip you get, because that's worth 30 points. Otherwise, you can skip, if you want to do other ones, you can skip up to 2. Now, what if I don't skip any? If you don't skip any, what happens is the last 2 I mark as excused, but I move those points into the extra credit column, I think up to 20 points max, right? So I hope that makes sense. If not, you can call me, text me, email me. We'll go through it again. Please make sure you review what your discussion post must do, including meeting the minimum requirement of 500 words in total. Not 500 words per question, 500 words in total, right? And your reply post must be 200 words in total per reply. One helpful hint. You are free to type up your answers in a Google Doc, a Word doc, an Office doc, and then copy and paste them into the discussion board when you're done. I highly recommend it because if you work directly in Canvas and you have it open for hours and hours and you lose internet connection, you may not realize it. And so you're working, typing, putting all your citations in, you hit submit, you don't know your internet is no longer attached and no longer linked up, and Shazam, all your work goes away. So typing up your stuff in some sort of document and then copying and pasting it ensures that you will not have some sort of 1 a.m. meltdown where you're emailing me saying, I just lost all my work. Save yourself some headache and don't do that, okay? All right, that is it for this last part. I do one more quick reminder. Make sure you do treat your the discussion boards as college homework. So that means making sure that it's grammatically correct and, periods and capital letters at the start of the sentence and capitalized I. Please make sure you do a little bit of editing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we are treating it like college level work. All right, folks. So from here, you're going to work on the introduction post. Heads up, the introduction assignment, you don't have to do any reply posts for. All you got to do is just answer the questions that are meant to keep you in class and make sure that you've read the syllabus. After the introduction discussion, the rest of them, you'll have to do the replies, but for that intro one, you won't. All right. Thank you.